What is going on, Retro Freaks? Welcome back to the channel. Today, it's all about the PlayStation home consoles. We had a little debate behind the scenes. What is the greatest PlayStation home console of all time? Now, this does not include handhelds.
Yeah, it's just the home consoles, so it's just the 5 of them. PS1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And in varying degrees of history with the consoles between the two of us. We were born, obviously, different generations. I'm an 86 kid, you're a 94 kid. So we've got maybe a little bit of a different perspective. I think we rank these, don't know what your thoughts are, kind of just raw. So we don't include, like, backwards compatibility. Maybe we can mention it, but, like, I think we need to weigh kind of the impact of the console at the time and then maybe overall how we still feel about the console today.
Backwards compatibility adds a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
So
we can do
just
that.
kind of rip it off. And
okay.
we have to agree. That's the thing. And in the comment section below, hopefully we fire some people up and you're like, how the hell did you rank it here? But hey, this is our ranking. You can do your own in the comments and see how it shakes out. So the first console that I see on our list is the Sony PlayStation 1.
The OG. This console was awesome when it came out, obviously. It was Sony's first console.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Amazing startup screen.
I barely played it when I was a kid. I was a PS2 kid, so I don't have crazy nostalgia for it. Because there are some good games. It's not the best console.
Yeah, it was really revolutionary at the time. I remember it came onto the scene, made a big splash.
Yeah.
Gave Nintendo, obviously, a major competitor. And it was weird how well it did, being their first console. Man, I didn't grow up with one per se. I had some neighbors that had one, and then I got my own towards the end of the life cycle, and I had bangers for it. I just had the best of the best games. I had Drive Ride Metal Gear Solid, I had Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Final Fantasy VII, arguably the best startup screen of any of the consoles.
Oh, dude, it's one of the best. It's so good.
But I was an N64 kid for sure,
Yeah.
and I say frequently on the channel, this generation is one of the more difficult ones to go back to or get modern gamers into. If you grew up with it, it's a little different story.
It's still, I played it when I was younger, but it's still hard to go back to just because it was the leap into 3D. The games don't look the best. There are some that look still great. Symphony of the Night looks amazing still, but it is a little rough. I don't know. 4th?
I think for a starting point, let's go 3rd or 4th. We can jockey
we
this
can
around.
obviously move. Okay, I'll put it in 3rd for now, just middle of the road.
Yeah, great console. It really took a turn when they added the analog sticks to the controller.
Yeah, that revolutionized it.
Well, and it's ultimately the form factor has changed a little bit, but for the most part, we're still rocking a similar controller.
Yeah,
still
but
to this
it's basically
day.
been the same.
It's evolved from that. So
up next, the PS2, one of my favorite consoles of all time.
I don't know if it's because of the era I grew up in, but the PS2 was the monumental shift. It was the game changer.
Yep.
I went from being a Nintendo kid through the N64 to literally overnight when the PS2 came out, not giving a shit about Nintendo products. At the time, I've came to realize how awesome the GameCube is. It's more powerful than the PS2. It's a great console. But my brother had a GameCube, and I was like, man, it's like for little kids.
And
I
the
wanted.
PS2 felt edgy. Dude.
Yes, I wanted the Grand Theft Autos. I wanted the Metal Gear Solid 2s.
And the library is massive. It's fantastic. I had both models as a kid, the fat and the slim. Oh, it is so amazing.
It was an amazing machine. Now, I did go through 4 or 5 of them because the reliability at the time wasn't the greatest. They got it worked out over time.
They fixed it. It definitely got better. I played the PS... It's probably my most played console, I think, just because I played it so much when I was a kid.
And I still think it's amazing to this day. It's amazing to go back to. It's an amazing console to collect for because of the price point of the games.
The games are cheap, and there's so many like hidden gem games.
Yeah.
Like games that we're still discovering freaking 20 years later.
Yeah, it's the least powerful console of that generation per se of the big 3 anyways, but it still has so many great games. And I think a lot of people forget, like when you seen that first Madden that came out on the PS2, it was a game changer to see those player models and the sprites, and they would blink their eyes. It was like, whoa, what the heck? I remember thinking Metal Gear Solid 2, there was never going to be a game that looked better than that.
It looked incredible.
This is the end. This is the end game.
It was so. I played so many different types of games. I'm not even big into sports, but I played a baseball game on it. I played Tony Hawk, Guitar Hero, freaking Ratchet and Clank. So many.
It was amazing.
So many games. And I know we don't want to like talk about it a ton, but the backwards compatibility was super cool, and it played CDs and DVDs.
Yeah.
So it was like a home entertainment console.
Yeah, that was probably the first console that really. I mean, the PS1 could play music CDs,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
But to be able to like do everything, and at the time, the price point of the PS2 was damn near the price of a DVD player, so it was a huge deal. A lot of kids, that was their first DVD player.
And then that's why I played it all the time, and I used it for everything. And that's basically, Sony's been like my home entertainment since then.
Maybe that's why people were burning up the disc drive so damn much.
Because they're just always spinning.
Yeah.
Where do we want to put PS2?
I think we got to drop it in at 1 or 2 for right now.
I'm thinking 1.
Yeah.
Just because it's
a hammer.
But we got 3 more consoles to talk about. But the 1, yeah. For now.
Yeah.
PS3, this era, I was a Sony kid, and then I went 360.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a weird era for me because this is me transitioning into my college years. I was still playing video games, but it was kind of a little bit more online. I still loved the old stuff, so I still had all my old consoles, but I didn't really fully appreciate how good the PS3 was. I will say the controller, the OEM controller, it had maybe gotten a little tired to that point, that design and form factor. The R2 and L2 were concaved instead of convex, convex instead of concave, so they sloped down.
It's so dumb, so your fingers slide off.
Yeah, and it felt just cheap. It felt really light, especially the one before they added the DualShock to it.
Yeah, it does feel very light, and I still like it because it's the same shape as like the PS2, but I will say, like, when I'm playing the PS3, I like using a third-party controller nowadays.
I agree with you 100%. It was a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, that was cool.
There's
HDMI, online gaming.
Epic games for it, but
it offered free online. That was a big deal. That's why I wanted it so bad, because I never had online as a kid, and I was like, free.
I would say in 2023 I'm more into the PS3 than I've ever been.
Oh yeah,
because of the affordability, and you just find the stuff everywhere.
The games are so cheap, and the console's reasonable.
Yeah,
and it's reliable. You can play it on an HD TV.
Let's I don't know what you're thinking. I'm thinking maybe dump it into that 3rd or 4th slot.
Okay, I'll put it in. I'll put it 3rd for now with the PS1 for now. Now the PS4.
Okay, so this one's tough, man. I'm not a huge fan of modern gaming. That being said, I have put a ton of miles on the tires of my PS4.
My PS4, I've played so much, and not just video games. It's my home entertainment system.
Yeah.
So that's how I watch movies. That's how I stream things. That's how I watch YouTube. That's how I do everything.
Yep.
Is ran through my PS4, and I have an Xbox One that can also do all that. But I just am comfortable with the way it works on PS4. So
Yeah, and you know what? To me, the controller was a huge leap forward
the controller's awesome.
The PS3. And again, buttons are in the same spot, but it's just the form factor. It feels really good.
It felt a little bit better. I love my PS4. I'm still rocking my OG, which is awesome.
Yeah, and they introduced the PSVR here. Not a big deal to us, but it is a really cool thing that it offers.
Yeah, part of the era. They offer now like the PlayStation Plus. You can stream games now. That's pretty cool. I don't know.
This is tougher than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because I literally fire up my PS4 every day. Like it is awesome.
It's an amazing console.
I had to buy an external hard drive though.
Yeah,
because it filled up so fast.
Yeah,
the games are so big.
You know, the original, they had to get that Pro out. The original was a little weak.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily play consoles for the power. It's nice to have.
I don't. Yeah,
but it's about the games.
I still have the OG PS4. And it still works great to me. I mean, it's a little loud sometimes.
Yeah.
It works.
I'm feeling like a 2 spot here.
That's what I was thinking second too.
Yeah.
I was thinking second. Let's do that. PS4 in the second slot, and then the last.
You guys are probably freaking out over there. Settle down. We still got some work to do here. The PS5. I got nothing here, man. This is really probably unfair to the PS5.
Yeah, but this is our opinion on what we played, and I don't own one.
Yeah.
I've played it here and there.
Yeah.
Our buddy has one.
And to be honest, I am so into Sony consoles that if I felt there was enough meat on the bone, I would own one.
Yeah, I call myself a PlayStation kid, even though I skipped the PS3. But I love the PS4 and the PS2 so much. But I have no desire to get a PS5.
Yeah.
Because my PS4 still works.
Yeah, and they're still releasing games
They're releasing games for it, and I know they are releasing some PS5 exclusives and stuff like that, but a lot of it so far has been like remakes or it's on PS4. Like They're releasing Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, I've already played these games.
Yeah, there's some games I definitely want to get eventually. You know, the Ratchet and Clank game, Returnal, things like that. Yeah. A couple horror games that I really want to try out, but not enough for me to warrant dropping $500.
And they're still, it's been out for, what, a few years now, and it's still kind of hard to find.
Yeah, and you know? And I've kind of learned the older I've got is I'm never like, I don't have to have the latest and greatest. I don't know if it's because I grew up that way. Like, I'll be happy getting a PS5 10 years from now when the games are super cheap. So I can't give this a fair ranking. But my personal feeling is this is fifth.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, and that's probably going to piss a lot of people off that have one. They go, well, you haven't played it. And well, we haven't.
Touche.
You know?
We haven't. And this thing could be fluid, right? This could change. If we refilm this 5 years from now, maybe this is a completely different list.
If we both have one, we go, oh, that's the top tier. That's the top dog.
I don't know about you, but for me, that's where it would fall.
Yeah, I mean, the controller is really cool with like the haptic feedback and all that stuff, and but it's a weird looking. I don't even like the way it looks. I love like the PS4.
Yeah.
So I'll put it in.
I'm excited for the Slim or the Pro, whatever one comes out.
The next model.
See what happens. I still though I think I'm 3 to 5 years out from jumping at the PS4.
I have no interest at this. There's so many other things I'm playing right now, so it's tough.
Okay, so we have one open slot.
Yeah, we gotta bump PS1 or PS3 down.
For me, it's a pretty simple move.
PS1.
I think the PS3 goes down.
You were going PS3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the PS1 is. I think we look at it. You know, those of us who didn't grow up with it and maybe go back to it as being so tired, but there were so many great games on that machine. So many franchises started there. You know, your Twisted Metals,
a lot of IPs.
Your Metal Gears. Hell, I'm working through Siphon Filter 1 and 2 right now. Game is still so awesome. The Driver games, I think, laid the groundwork for what turned into Grand Theft Auto. Obviously, different developers and stuff. The wrestling games on it were fantastic, and then I'm not even going to open Pandora's box of how many great RPGs are on the PS1.
That's not even a genre of games that we dive into.
Yeah, then there's tons of great shooters on it too. Like, I know it was kind of that jump into the 3D world, but man, there's some great two-dimensional games. Symphony of the Night, your R-Types, your Einhanders, God, the Resident Evil games, the Silent Hill games.
And man.
And I love the PS3 right now.
I love the PS3 so much, and the fact that you brought it up at the beginning that we shouldn't consider backwards compatibility. If we did consider backwards compatibility, the fact that the PS3 does play PS1 games makes it, you know. And
just to give a little bit of an edge to the PS1 here to help my argument. These days, when I'm firing up my PS3, 2 out of 3 times I'm playing a PS1 game on my PS3.
PS3, yeah.
I don't know, man. What do you think of that?
I'm fine with dumping it down. It's going to piss a lot of people off. But PS3 and 4, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know? Boom. Is that the final list?
Man,
that's all over the board. So it's not just like oh, we like new things or old things.
No, I mean, I like it. I think the PS2 and PS4 are just amazing. I think they're perfect consoles.
I think those two of Sony are the best consoles, and even it's hard to argue any of the other ones.
Yeah.
PS2 and PS4 are fantastic. PS2 gets the itch because I've played it a lot more. Nostalgia, obviously, and the games are so cheap, and you don't need freaking online downloads and all that. You can just fire it up.
And honestly, I mean, I probably do play my PS2 as much or really close to as much as my PS4, so I think this makes sense.
Yeah.
I play my PS1 games less than I play my PS4 stuff. I play my PS3 more often than not to play PS1 games.
Yeah.
And the PS5, unfortunately, it's not a fair argument. We don't have a fair, but I can't justify putting it anywhere else on this list because I have no time with it.
I have no story with it, so 5th makes sense for that.
And it's still alive and well. I mean, there could be a plethora of games that come out in this thing. Again, 5 years from now, we could be like, that's the second best console they ever put out.
It's one of the best, but right now, I'm happy with that, dude. PS2.
I can sleep on that.
It's a freaking great list. PS2, PS4, PS1, PS3, and PS5. That was a little tough, dude. That was a little tough.
It was. Blow up that comment section below. Where'd we get it right? Where'd we get it wrong? Hopefully you don't hate us forever. But I do think in the comments below, put your ranking. Everyone's is probably different. Yeah. And this doesn't include the handhelds. But we were going to maybe do a ranking thing of handhelds at some point.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Which will then have the Sony ones in there.
Yeah, that'd be really sweet.
So we appreciate you tuning in, subscribing to the channel. That's our ranking of PlayStation home consoles. We'll catch you next time right here on the one and only Gaming Off the Grid.